Masz mi wyrchlaups, Jagara. Masz mi wyrchlaups, Jagara. Dašem od goma, dat geba.
1-2, 1-2. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest. Champagne Crypto, thank you for tuning in. Shout out to Rafterman, he's out here. Shout out to all the boomers that are tuning in. I am restreaming using restream.io to both DLive, to both YouTube. And I should get on more platforms, the Twitch or whatnot. Now that they're deplatforming everybody, it's important that we spread the love to different platforms. I've been saying this every single broadcast. Shout out to Biz Marti. How's it hanging? Good morning out there, boomers. Let me drop a bomb for you guys. The trend is our friend, guy. The crypto trend is our friend. Shout out to the boomers out there. Bitcoin, Ether, Polkadot, Cardano, and more. We're going to be talking about all that and keeping our eyes on the market. Yesterday was an attack on the crypto sphere. We were under attack on the left flank. We lost almost like 20% in the past 24 hours, but now it's a rebound. And now we're still in the red, considering the chart, but it rebounded from that $30,000 attack that we experienced yesterday. It's funny, down 20% and it's still at 30K plus. So shout out to the boomers. Here's the chart. Shout out to El Prententio. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. How much more upside do you think Kusama has? I'm up like 5x on that one already. I'm not paying attention to Kusama. I know it's related to Polkadot, but you got to pay attention to Bitcoin and Ether. They're leading the charge. If Bitcoin and Ether's charge stops, then the altcoins will fall behind. Now, usually, again, Bitcoin is king, Ether's king. Well, I would say Ether's prince, but they're up there. But they're leading the charge. If that run stops, expect the altcoins to stop as well. If you're up 5x, that's good. What I've been saying here for a while is that, our job's to pull profits out here, to stack more bits or ETH. Now, a lot of you guys out there are still trying to stack USD profits. And, if that's the name of your game, then so be it. But, no matter what denomination of currency you're trying to stack, you should try to have a goal to stack. Shout out to Crypto Bob, Rafterman. That's just what Will's trying to buy out the weekends. Oh yeah, we know the deal, Rafterman. I said it yesterday. This thing can go under 30, under 20, and we're still sitting comfortable. And the whales know that, and they want to accumulate more. Rafterman says, "I love sales." Shout out to Rafterman. Tetsuo says, "Stellar and Cardano are doing good." Most things are doing good. Listen, we had a little breakdown yesterday with the red, but what do you guys expect? I said it yesterday. I think that yesterday's pullback is actually bullish in the grand scheme of things because the trend is our friend, guys. And we're going to be looking at the trends here, and the trends are northward, okay, all the way up. Bitcoin currently at 33,425. Ether at 1039. Ripple, even Ripple is in the green, okay? Ripple's up 21%, and they're getting sued by the SEC. So, this is the climate that we're in. Litecoin, surprisingly, is under pressure. Litecoin at 132. This presents an opportunity. I'm not crazy about Litecoin, but when I see these numbers, they're attractive. Our Cardano there at 27, Bitcoin Cash at 456, Polkadot at 818. Someone was asking about Kusama, and that is, I don't know exactly what Kusama is. I'm going to be honest with you. I know it's associated with Polkadot, and both Polkadot and Kusama have received positive reviews in the sphere. Now, I haven't really dug down deep into it, but I know it's an alternative to Ether. Stellar there at 0.27, Chainlink at 1417, Binance 38, Wrap Bitcoin moving up 33,000 and more. Let's go ahead and look at I want to keep looking at DEX tools too, because a lot of people are sleeping on DEX tools. Okay, let's go back to DEXT and see wrong button. Launch app again and see what's trending over there. And you can see that Wise has been trending number 3. Kudos is now trending. Curry, I let you guys know about Curry yesterday. I got into the Curry play and I made a nice little gain. I think it was like almost 40% gain in 24 hours on a trade that I did. And I let you guys know about that. Curry just hit Uniswap. It's still going up. And now this new token, I was looking at it. Again, the trend is your friend. This thing just came out. Kudos. I don't know much about it, but it looks like it just hit the swap. And you could see that, usually when things hit the swap, they'll go up. And then, those that got tokens early will dump early. And then, here's the first dump, got listed. You can see this thing got listed just a few hours ago. It went up. Now it's dumping. And now it's the second wave of buying. So, this is still early. I was looking at something like this. And although I don't know what the coin is, or anything. I'm just looking at, the trend. The trend is it's a new coin. It's trending number one on DEX tools. And if you can get early on these types of things, sometimes it could be potentially profitable, sometimes not either. And going back to Curry, I let you guys know about that. Same thing, it lists. You can see it lists, it dumps, and then it kind of finds its little position, a little support. And then, again, this one started pumping again. So, I could have made more profits. But yeah, I like this Curry. The trend here for Curry seems to be northward. See, there's another one that just hit DIQ. You see what I'm saying? So I'm keeping an eye over here on these. Look at this one, DIQ. What just happened with DIQ? Why is it so, booming? And you could read information on the webs. What I like about DEX tools is that they have this little button that shows you what the block liquidity is, or the locked liquidity, this thing called Unicrypt. Now, I don't think this is 100% accurate, but you could click on a project and, somehow they can register here whether they have locked liquidity if they burn their LP tokens. Boom! Currency showing love. Currency 365 with 10 USD. Have a great day, champ. You as well, Currency. Guys, Currency 365 is in the building. Boom! Good morning to you, sir, and thank you so much for this 10 USD. He's showing love these past couple of weeks. Currency dropped me $100 for the new year, and I appreciate that so much. Currency, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. God bless you, the friends, the families, and the rest of the animals on your farm. Boom! Shout out to Lazor in the house. Good morning to you, sir. Lazor's here. Currency, thank you so much for that 10 USD. Guys, if you're getting value from the stream, don't be scared to throw a couple ducats here in the bucket. 10 USD. I thank you so much there, Currency. Let me drop another bomb for you. A couple coins, too. Why not? So there's a new one, DIQ, whatever that is, Diquilibrium. So, go to DEX tools and you can see this is tracking most of the Ether, decentralized coins. As they hit Keeper, API 3, Base. I mean, these are a lot of the little baby coins, those ones that are hot on Telegram. And that's another one, guys. It's becoming apparent to me that you want to stay on top of projects, you got to hit up that Telegram. You got to hit up that Telegram and see what's going on. It's apparent to me that the news breaks on Telegram, okay, before it does YouTube. Most of these YouTubers are on the Telegram getting the information, and then they go ahead and share it with the rest of the world. So, we got to stay tuned in, apparently. Thank you so much, Currency. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. El Pretentillo. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. He says the opportunity to bond DOT and Kusama for other tokens like Akala and Polkadot DeFi project is coming up Q1 for what's called initial parachain offerings, IPO. So that could be reason to hold. Okay, there you go. I'll be honest, guys. I'm not. I don't. The reason to hold for me is, hold Ether and Bitcoin. I look at it like this. I mean, I got altcoins that I'm holding, obviously, but I think, and it's with the purpose of trying to stack more bits in ETH. I don't even really pay much attention to the USD. I do for the purpose of the channel, and the average audience still values themselves in USD, but to me it's more bits. I don't care if Bitcoin's at 15,000 or at 30,000. Well, I do, but either or, I'm still interested in getting more bits. Thank you, Currency. Thank you, Lazor, Rafterman, Tetsuo, the rest of the boomers. Let me go ahead and drop some lemons here on DLive for those that are following me. And I thought DLive was completely decentralized or whatnot, or uncensorable. But I heard Owen Benjamin got deplatformed, or they blocked him yesterday. So that's crazy. I don't know how that could happen on a blockchain, but maybe someone could do that. Lazar says, Hex, let me retire. Wise is pure gravy. I hope it does well. Congratulations. Lazar was saying Hex for a while, and I admitted, like I said, look, I'm not interested. I wasn't a hater, but, I would just be like, no, I'm not interested. I was focused on other things. But listen, you can't hit them all out of the park. And at the end of the day, it went up, and I call it for what it is. Hex is booming. Lazar was one of the first that said it. And now Wise is pretty gravy as well. So I'm rooting for both of them, guys. I'm not one of these guys that are like, oh, since I'm on this one, I can't be on that one. And even if I'm not interested with a project, the most I'll say is I'm not interested and I'll keep going. I'm not like, I don't try to throw shade or salt on projects. There's some of those YouTubers that they try to be investigated YouTuber reporters. And then, they try to say this one's a scam, that one's a scam with these stupid headlines. And I'm out here for the boom, guys. I don't care. I'm not interested in trying to be the investigative reporter. I'm trying to find the pumper. And Hex pumped. Wise is looking sexy. Guys, lock in those Wise stakes. Okay? I think the price is going to go up, in a day or two? Definitely by the 15th. Let's check out the Wise stakes. Check out my Wise staking. So here's my dashboard on one of the accounts that I got. I got 225K Wise stakes here for one for 455 days and the other one for a year. And I've already earned about almost 100 on each of them, 80 on each of them. So it is what it is, I'm excited about that. And you can see this global share price here is the only thing that hasn't gone up. This one right here at 0.10. This one's going to go at a 0.11, and it can only go up. It can never go down, okay? So if you want to stake, I would say I like it because, I'm locking in my funds to earn the interest. And, I don't, I believe in this project. So I think it has legs for at least a year. That's why I staked a considerable amount. So, guys, I got the link down below. I got to plug the link because why not? And if you use my link, you get 10% bonus share when staking. So make sure you use the link. Lazar says, thanks, champ. You're one of the best channels out there. You've always been straight up. I appreciate you, Lazar. And yeah, I call it for what it is, guys. I listen to you guys. And sometimes I don't always agree or, I just try to keep it 100 or 1,000, really. And, you called it, and it is what it is, guys. I mean, I'm not interested with, people telling me, champ, you're right. I'm interested in finding the right ones. You see what I'm saying? Keep up the good work, buddy, from Mexico City, says El Pretentillo. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but you just dropped me 100 MXN, whatever that is. Thank you so much. What is that, Mexican pesos? Or I don't know where that is, but I'll receive it. Thank you so much. Lazar says, I have 25,000 liquid Wise. The $50 gas fee made me pause, but 2 more left to get the 10% bonus. There you go. Yeah, the gas fees, they're wild. But I said this before. In a way, you could look at the high gas fees on Ether as a positive thing. And I'm going to explain to you why. It kind of filters out the minnows. If you're a minnow and you want to limp in with a couple $100, it's not going to be worth a $50 gas fee for you. You know what I mean? But if, you're a little dolphin, a little dolphin out there, then perhaps maybe it's worth it to you. And of course, the whales, they can swim in the ocean. A $50 gas fee for a whale that's, maybe trading 10, 20, 30 ETH per transaction is not a big deal. Okay? So shout out to El Pretentillo. That's what I'm going to call you, El Pretentillo. Thank you for that 100 Mexican or MXN, whatever it's from. Shout out to Mexico City out there. I would like to go to Mexico City. I've been in Mexico and never in Mexico City. Seems like an interesting place. Shout out to Johnson. He wants to visit too. And Lazar says 25,000 liquid Wise. So do you have a stake as well, Lazar, or are you just holding to see if the price goes up? Like, maybe you want to share with us if you like. It's interesting to see what everybody's strategy is. The majority of my Wise, guys, I staked it, so I would say more than half of what I got, I staked. I just locked it in. I said, I'm going to lock in. I think in a year from now, I would expect it to be more than what it is now, Drop a comment. Let me know what's shaking and baking. Let me go ahead and share these lemons over here on D Live. D Live. Crypto Trend is our friend. Bitcoin, Ether, Polkadot, Cardano, and more. I'm excited about these next generation platforms that are competing with Ether, including Polkadot and Cardano. It's just, it's still early for those platforms, but, it may be a strategy to start accumulating now, like one of the boomers in the chat referred to. I don't know much about Kusama and Polkadot, but I know that they're going to be DeFiing over there, okay? And again, the Crypto Trend's your friend. I was thinking about this and comparing this run to the last run and the strategy of what you should be doing and shouldn't be doing and what we've learned from the past. And, I considered, shout out to Athlete with that meme. That thing's pretty funny. But I guess the point I'm trying to make here is I remember, the last bull run when everything was an ICO. There was ICOs flying out the woodworks. There was ICOs for everything. Okay, there was an ICO, and we can agree, not all agree, but majority of us can agree that the majority of those ICOs pumped and they dumped. Whether that is by design or not, who knows? But the majority of them pumped and they dumped. Okay, but the majority of them pumped. Key word here. So if you got in early on these ICOs back in that last bull run and you sold when they debuted, you'd pretty much be in a profit on almost all of them. So considering that trend, okay, and applying the same logic to this bull run, one needs to consider, all these new little baby coins, these new little stakers, these new little, the new little guys. Is it worth jumping in every single one of them and then basically selling almost all of them as soon, in the beginning stage of the project when it hits the exchanges and stack more bits? You know what I mean? That's something to consider. Imagine that every little baby project that you have like a rule. If you see a new project and, it's within its first couple days of debuting on its pre-sale or whatever, at the beginning, no matter if, what it is, you jump in it. And then as soon as it hits to the masses, you let go. I wonder if you did that for every single project you come across and you're disciplined enough, you don't marry any of the ideas, because that's the thing with a lot of this crypto stuff. You start getting excited about the idea and what it could do in the future. Similar to myself with Wise, I ended up staking for a year. You know what I mean? Let's reverse that. Imagine if I never staked and I just would have dumped when the price hit $1. I definitely have more ETH than I have now. So, it's something to consider, guys. That, it's something, that trend strategy is something to consider, because you got to strike with the irons hot. And I think if we are truly going to be in this major bull run, which it appears like we're starting to, warm up. And, I would say that, if we crack 50K, we're going to put them the booster chargers. Then you got to strike when the iron's hot. And, the bags are the big gains could be made in the middle of the bull run. And we saw that. Remember all those altcoins that went up, all these altcoins. And a lot of them that are still around are valued less than when they debuted after their ICO. You know what I mean? Bit Papa dropped me $5. Rafterman dropped me $2. Boom. Drop another bomb. Boom. Another one. Boom. And another one. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate Bit Papa and Rafterman. Day one boomers, guys. These guys are members here of the community. It's not like they're newbies. They're not baby bear cubs. They're not funny bunnies. They're crypto generals here earning their stripes every single day. And Rafterman says, I love your consistency. I love yours. Rafterman's here consistent as well. So is Bit Papa, most of you guys. Lazor says, I plan on staking half my Wise up to 6 months, champ. I learned from Hex to leave some liquid because Hex did 350x. Wise might do 100x by year, and so I will slowly sell on the way up. It makes complete sense, Lazor. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you. Some of the ICUs are using launch platform like Polka, Starter, Duck, DAO, Dime, and others. Yeah, I've heard some of that. So, these launch platforms. That's why I was checking out Curry Swap as well. Shout out to Main Event. Kaboom to you as well. I got Main Event here. Irving, Lazor, Rafterman. We got crypto OGs in the box. Shout out to Maniac. So, going back to what I was saying, the trend is our friend. Imagine if you played the game. I'm strongly consider that. If it comes across my desk and it's less than 3 days old, I'm strongly considering throwing something at it. And then, easily once it lists, and if there's a profit, just take the profit. So basically forget about what the project does. This, that, and the third is like, can I get in early and can I sell early at a profit? To continue to stack bits and ETHs. And, that's definitely a strategy that I'm strongly consider because, going back to what I'm comparing it to, a lot of the ICE, most of them did well right at the beginning, whether they had sound fundamentals or not, whether they were pump and dumps. And some of them have sound fundamentals, they pumped and they dumped anyway. I'm thinking of like EOS, for instance. Remember when EOS with the pre-sale and all that? Let's look at EOS with its debut and see how it did. Because look, EOS, Dan Larimer left and everything, but EOS is a top 20 coin, okay? You can't say it's total shit. Right now it's 50-50 because this guy left. But let's talk about how it performed. You see? Okay, so look at its debut, okay? Look at its debut. Look at these pumps right at the beginning. Boom. The two major pumps, there's that, and then it just levels off. Remember the hype with EOS? Remember that there's the ICO, the pre-sale, the auctions. It was on Ether. Then you had to move it over to the new chain. And there was like the big hype. There was people doing live streams about this is the next big thing. I was in it. I had to play. But, at the end of the day, and I'm not saying this is only for EOS. A lot of projects are like this. They debut, they pump, they dump, they pump again, and they kind of level off. So that being said, imagine if every single new project, in the first month or so, you dump on one of these green candles. Perfect plan, champs. Have you looked into Celsius? Not sure your opinion on third-party counter risk, but I got in early. It's doing well. Target for Celsius is 33. Now around 5. No, I didn't get around Celsius, but Rafterman here in our box, he's been a maniac since it was like number 85. He was been telling us about it and letting us know. I know it's centralized, but out of the centralized ones, it looks sexy. I think that Rafterman shared his link. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but if you got it, share it because he's the one that's been talking about this thing before almost everybody. He's like, guys, I've been staking. It's working for me, So, you know how I feel. I'm not crazy about centralized exchanges, but at the end of the day, my strategy is that you can't box yourself into just doing one thing. You got to spread love. You got to have a little in the centralized, a little bit in the ETH, a little bit in the bids. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what it is, guys. I don't like Captain Dan. He always jumps shit, says Bit Papa. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the reputation he's had, Did you read what he had to say over there on his Hive post? Let me link you guys. If you're interested in reading Dan's post about why, a little, in light of his recent resignation from Block 1, he addresses those questions about the relationship with EOS and the broader cryptocurrency industry. It's a long post. You could read about, it's not a long post, but it's a medium-sized post. He goes into detail about privacy, the future of crypto, and, this guy's an idealist. He's an idealist. And in my opinion, I really like Dan. I do like the libertarian idealism and everything, but here's where libertarians fall short. Libertarians think that it's humans that can figure out ways to completely live in a utopia. I'm sure that he thinks that technology can eventually, free mankind. But I want to remind everybody, in my personal opinion, from what I see, it's nothing but the good Lord. You got to have faith in the good Lord. A lot of these computer guys, they got great ideas and they're married, but I hear all of this about crypto and tech, but where's the faith? You know what I mean? And that's probably, why you're feeling so down right now, because unless, you have faith in the big man upstairs, I don't know what else to say, but that's a whole nother, play. Read this, guys. EOS is victim of the success of Larimore. I will never follow him, says Rafterman. You're waiting for clarity on Ripple. Pay the fine and move on like EOS. Sorry, it's off topic. I'm not holding either of them right now. But I've said this before. The fact that Block One positioned themselves over there in DC and Virginia, and they're close to like regulators and all that, and now that Dan is leaving, and he's appears like he's got a bad taste in his mouth from all the regulations. He's talking about the feds, the IRS. It makes me wonder if EOS is going to be more friendly with the government and be more of a regulated, centralized blockchain, which could help its price. I'll tell you that. I mean, I've said it before. I still consider EOS to be used for a digital coin. I don't think it's, amongst the list of consideration, I put it there. Lazor says, right, believe in something bigger than yourself. Yeah, I think that's the thing with, a lot of the devs and the libertarians in the space. They feel like, it's they have to do everything on their own. It's like, and I get it, but I see that some of them lack faith, and I would like to see that. Also, the ones that rip don't just do normally right away, so the strategy would miss out on the big juicy gains. Example, you're in finance. Oh, you're talking about, the strategy. It's true. You would miss out on the juicy gains, but on average, you'd be making gains consistently, and that's the point. Christozilla says its hefty value was 2 months in. Yeah, but you still would have made gains if, I guess like a couple weeks in. What do you think about Cash App for Bitcoin? My daughter said it wasn't good instead of a wallet, sunflowers. The Cash App for Bitcoin and like PayPal and stuff, these centralized platforms, they're keeping your crypto. Okay. So they're just giving you an IOU. It's basically, you got to go through them. So if you receive Bitcoin on your Cash App, okay, and you want to send that Bitcoin to someone with a Bitcoin wallet that's not on the Cash App, you can't do that. Okay, so they got to be on. So you're not really getting Bitcoin. They're holding it for you, basically. So no, guys, you got to get your own wallet. It's cool that PayPal accepts crypto and Cash App accepts crypto, but they accept it and they hold it. And if you want to extract the value and send it anywhere else, you got to cash out. Same thing with Robinhood, you could trade on Robinhood, okay, but you technically can't take those stocks and put them in to somewhere else. I guess maybe you can, but it's not that easy. Especially, most definitely with Bitcoin. You buy Bitcoin on Robinhood, you can't just send that to your own personal wallet. They hold the wallet for you. Libertarianism is great, but unworkable in a society full of greed and corruption, says Ross. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's the thing with libertarianism. It's like it assumes that, the knowledge of good and evil is what's going to save everybody. Like, if I had enough knowledge and if I knew how to use the computer enough and the AI, then I'd be able to free myself. It's basically the vibe I'm getting. And that's not godly. Shout out to Karan. He says, hi, champ, in a while. Good morning. That's what I thought. Thank you, says Sunflower. Yeah, that's the deal with the wallets and whatnot. So, not your keys, not your coins. Okay, if you don't have the combination to the safe, then it's not your coins. Do you have the combination to the safe at the bank? No. Can you walk up in there and just open the door and take your money whenever you want? No. Okay, you got to go through somebody else. You got to ask permission. You got to put a request. You got to wait for the funds to be delivered. That is not the case when you hold and own the keys to your own private wallet. Nobody could stop the transaction from being processed. Okay, it is what it is. It's uncensorable. This is why the crypto is valuable. Someone was talking to me offline and asked me, champ, I'm really excited about the crypto or whatnot. And I see it going up because, tech, this, that, and the third. But, correct me if I'm wrong, crypto, if something goes wrong with the internet or if there's a mistake or there's a problem, you can't call anybody, right? And I'm like, yeah, you can't. There's no customer service. Everything's final on the blockchain. He's like, well, that doesn't sound too good. And this is someone that was being honest, not trying to. And then I was like, well, honestly, it's the opposite. It's because there is no customer service is why this is so valuable, because you don't got to depend on, you don't got to call somebody. It is what it is. The code is there. My man, long time no see, says Andreas. There you go. Shout out to you. We had a guy watching activity on new coins listed on CoinGecko. On average, it was hard to make overall gains, says Christozilla. Okay. I mean, from the ones I've seen, guys, like, it seems like most of them go up. Most hacks and bank robberies are linked to inside jobs. Do the math, says Big Papa. Okay, I don't know how that ties into the conversation, but I do agree. Sully says you can most definitely send it wherever you want, champ. If you own the wallet, absolutely, but you can't. I mean, you could send if you have crypto in your PayPal or Robinhood or whatever, you could send it, but you're not gonna send it directly. You can't send PayPal to your private wallet. You can't say PayPal crypto to your private wallet. Human nature will take over and jump on the gainers to cash out early. The big hitters are the ones that pay off all the losses. There you go. Lazar says from a bank, you literally have to pay if you want more than 5K in cash from. Yeah, right. If you gotta ask permission basically. If you want to take out more than 5 or 10, you gotta sign paperwork and stuff, even if it's yours. Andreas Bell says, what's your take on DOT, champ? I like it. I like the hype. I don't use it, but I'm seeing more stuff pop up. I noticed that they were using Binance Change for some IFOs on some projects. So it seems like, something's happening over there. And I'm excited to see more DeFi projects come up. So I don't have DOT. I'm not using it, but I'm definitely attracted to it. And it seems promising. Did we drop lemons in the chest today? We sure did. Let me pass out these lemons over here, guys. Athlete says might want to check out Voyager to buy crypto. AC5 crypto brokerage that has potential of Celsius. Never heard of it. Distribute rewards. Champ, where did you see the projects in Curry Swap? No, I didn't see projects. I saw what they were going to be offering for, potential. Just go to curryswap.com and read around. They got, NFTs. They got some lottery stuff. So they're creating like a system so that you can farm new tokens and stuff. And I did the Curry Swap play. I told you, it just debuted a day or two ago. I bought it and then I sold it the next day and I got gains. And it's still going up. Lazar says, what are your favorite stable coins? Is USDC turning into the Fed coin since it's owned by JP Morgan? I have no idea. I don't really use stable coins, but the one that I like the most is DAI because it makes sense to me. Like the way that DAI is created is that you need to lock up Ethereum. You know what I mean? So it's backed up by Ethereum. Champ, you uniswapping? Oh yeah, I've been swapping. I've been on the swap for several months now. Indeed. I even send it from Cash App to Bovada to Gamble, says Sully. On Cash App. Okay. I could be wrong, Sully. I could be wrong. Thank you for letting me know. Sully's saying that he uses Cash App and he sends it to other wallets. Now, let me summarize the point of what I'm trying to make. Make sure whatever service you're using that you could send it to a private wallet, or if you don't have the keys to the wallet, then you don't have complete access. You're just, you have permissions. You don't have authority. You know what I mean? So I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that a lot of these outfits, Cash App, PayPal, the majority of them, they're custody of your crypto, not you. So make sure that, you cross-reference that. And to avoid all that, if you have your own private wallet, you don't even got to, it is what it is. You don't even have to ask those questions. Swixborg pays 20% APY for holding USDC, says BitPapa. I heard about that. A lot of these outfits, they pay 10% or more for staking stable coins. And that's cool. I mean, listen, I understand the function of stable coins. I mean, if I was a swing trader with Bitcoin, I probably would have sold the top. I literally did a video about it just 2-3 days ago. Like, is it time to sell and buy back in? So, you could sell to USDC or to DAI and wait and use that DAI to buy back in, Lazar says, I'm accumulating stable coins because DAI, USDC, True USD gets an extra 10.5% APY on Celsius. Yeah, I mean it's cool, and I get it. And if you're going to be holding something that's denominated in USD, you might as well stake it and get at least 10% APY. Is this better than any bank, right? Like, why would you use a bank when you could save USD value with stable coins? Okay, I don't really get it, you know. So obviously that gives value, but above and beyond that, do the math. You could be earning 10% compound interest on USD, and it's still not the accumulation, the gains that Bitcoin and Ethereum have made the past year. You know what I mean? So you could have been staking USDC at 10% since the beginning of the year, or holding the same amount in Bitcoin, you would have made more gains in Bitcoin. So, you know, I get it. Some people need to have that steady stream USDC. They don't want volatility. I get it. It's just not for me. Okay? I want more bits and more ETH. Rafterman says, Champ, I posted my link for Celsius. I don't see it. Let me I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Post it again. I don't even see that it was flagged or anything, Rafterman. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you're are you an admin? I think you are an admin. You should be able to post. Sully says, I understand your point 100 that they are not your keys. Exactly. So some of them let you to send to other wallets, but a lot of them don't. And, you know, in order to avoid that, you're better off just using your own wallet. Never a fee withdrawal either. Amazing and still early. They're paying 6% on BTC. Yeah, there's a lot of outfits. BlockFi, Nexus, Celsius, and a few are actually paying APYs on BTC. And I've said this. I mean, like, I'm not attracted to centralized exchanges, but when they're paying that, it's something to consider. Imagine, look, forget about staking 10% and a half APY on DAI USD. Imagine if you would have deposited 1 BTC in January, or even a quarter BTC in January on Celsius or on BlockFi or one of these, earning 6% compounded interest, and then the price pumps. Like, you know, the gains. If you, I'm sure Rafterman's gains are nice. Okay, I know Rafterman's gains are nice. You know. I bet you what he's earned is pretty good. So there you go. All right, guys. I'll take a few more comments and questions. I showed you guys my staking on Wise. Yeah, I showed you guys my stake on Wise. I got me a little stake out there. You know, I got my stake medium rare. I got 2 little stakes. One for a year, which is already 12 days in, and one for about a year and a couple months, or 3 months. It's 455, and that one's several days in. And look what I'm earning. You know, I'm almost up to 100 Ys in less than 2 weeks. You know, 100 Ys right now. You know, each Y is about 60 cents, and we saw it pump to about almost $1 in less than a week. So, I mean, I'm pretty confident that the price of Ys next year would be about $1 or even more. So, you know. That's cool for me. Like right now, you know, at that rate, it could be, 100 or even more a month just in interest. Big Papa says, why not pull on Uniswap? For what tokens though? Because when you're pulling on Uniswap, you got to consider impermanent loss. And in the case of Wise, there's no reason to pull on Uniswap because you're not going to make anything. The liquidity pools is ownerless. And the liquidity is, they don't need any more liquidity on Wise. Look at the liquidity. Look at the liquidity on Wise. Let me bring you up. Wise is the number 4 pair on all of Uniswap. Okay, it's a bigger pair than ETH against Tether. The liquidity is through the roof. There's 92,000 ETH paired, and the majority of almost all of this ETH, the LP tokens are burned. Okay, so it can be rug pulled, as opposed to a lot of these other projects. Rafterman says Russell 1A4D Celsius link. Okay, yeah, so they're probably blocking it. So let me share this again. Celsius code. There you go. Yeah, guys, if you're gonna if anybody joins Celsius, you know, start off with Rafterman's link because he's talked about it first. There you go. So yeah, you know, to answer your question, why not pull on Uniswap? It's not worth it. Like, let's say if you limp in with, even 10 ETH, you're not going to have much shares of this pool. You're not going to get much. It's like, you can't compete against the ownerless liquidity that owns the majority of the, so the majority of the fees are just going back into the pool since those LP tokens are burned. I'm telling you, this project is wild. This project is, it's trending number 1 here on Dex Tools. It's number 4 on Uniswap. Uniswap, guys, get a perspective. Uniswap is bigger than Coinbase. Uniswap is the largest decentralized exchange in the world. They got so much volume, it's crazy. And then as far as tokens, this is number 6. So guys, I'm going to keep repeating it. And what you're pooling on. Big Papa says, I'm pooling 55 and making 70 a day. But with what pool, though? What pool? Because not all pools are equal. You see what I'm saying? ETH USDC. Yeah, that makes more sense because you're pairing with a stable coin. So you got less impermanent loss to worry about. And going back to impermanent loss, guys, use this calculator over here to the DeFi farms. Go to CoinGecko, and they got a little calculator over here. Where is it? Did they take it off? Oh, no, farms. You go here to farms, and then you go to impermanent loss calculator. Okay, so let's say your asset 1, let's say you're pairing ETH, with any token. So like if one of your assets pumps, then you're out of whack. It's not balanced. So let's say your one of your assets pumps 20% and the other one doesn't move. Your impermanent loss is going to be a little less than 1%. You see what I'm saying? Because it has to recalibrate itself. Do the knowledge on this, because a lot of people, this is going over people's heads, and they're not they're seeing the numbers. They're like, yeah, I'm making $70 a day, but you may end up with less tokens than you pulled in. Okay, remember, because they're telling you what your USD gains are. Do this calculator. Anyhow, to answer your question, I've made more gains doing what I'm doing than farming pools. So I'll continue to try them, and I've documented. Yes, you could pull out your money anytime, absolutely. But depending on the price, you may not get the same amount of coins that you pulled in. You see what I'm saying? You'll get your same USD value back, but not the same. Depending on how the coins change. Run this calculator, and you'll see what I mean. That goes over a lot of people's heads. They're not realizing. They're like, yeah, I'm making $70 a day, and then when you pull back, you got the same amount of ETH or maybe less or not. Do the math. But then you may end up with more USDT. You see what I'm saying? Or USDC. But of course, the pools that are most steady are those bigger pools. ETH against USDC. They're less volatile. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Did I share my link there? Do the same with Celsius since they aren't any fees and they pay weekly, champ. Yeah, with Celsius, you're not like you're entering a pool or anything like that. I'll tell you, I mean, Celsius, BlockFi, those are attractive. Other than that, they're the centralization aspect is not, but everything else is attractive. You still hitting the weights as athlete? Let me be honest with you guys. I'm glad that you called me out. Since the first week of December, I started doing yard work and doing other things, and I've skipped the gym for a month. I've been very active out there, but I'll be honest with you guys. I'm glad you called me out, athlete, because you know what? There's highs and there's lows, And, I've been slacking. So I need to activate. I mean, I've been doing physical activity out there and doing a lot of yard work because I'm doing re-landscape to the entire property, which, it's been about a month now that I've been working. But it's no excuse, guys. It's no excuse. Here's the link for Wise Token. If you use the referral link for Wise Token, and you stake, you're going to get an extra 10% bonus. BitPapa says they pay in Uniswap. From what I understand, when it pumps or dumps, I get more Uni tokens. Well, that's if you're staking your LP tokens from ETH USDC. Oh, let me look at Flow. I talked about yesterday that the rumor is that on the Flow network, Bankroll network, they're going to do a new product called a Reactor, and it's going to positively impact the Banker token. And when I saw that news early yesterday, the price was about 8 TRX per Banker. Let's check it out now. And, to kind of prove the trend of my friend theory, it's like, is it up? It probably is. Just off the hype. There's still no new product. It's just a rumor. But I told you the price. Let's look at the price now. 10.6. Yeah, so I saw this around, 8, 9 when I first heard the news. So it did go up. Lazor says, I skipped 2, but back at it this week. Started slow. Yeah, I got to get back at it. Said I just had so many plates spinning and things going on. You know what I mean? And then the bull run happened. And, so I need to definitely lock and load and get back on my schedule. And when I want to get back in and I want to start really, strength training again, I go back to the 5x5s. Honestly, that to me is like, it's where it's at. Go back straight to strength training, get strong, and then you could worry about doing all the cutesy wootsy stuff. So here's swap. It's about 10.6 TRX per Banker. Let me check out my flow. I've been rolling that flow too. This one's at 25. We saw this one go as high as like 40 TRX per Banker X. And I'm earning about $10 a day with a little bit over 1,000 Banker X deposits. This is a referral, buddy referral system. So it's an invite only. If you're interested with this, you got to add somebody's address that's already involved with this. So, I got a buddy here, and then you can add this buddy address if you decided to try this platform out. It's 365 APY on Banker X tokens. And the principal, when you deposit, it's completely burned. You can't pull out principal. You can only pull out the 1% APY at a max payout of 365. But you could roll and add to your total initial deposit. So I got about $6 available here. I can claim them or roll them back in to increase my max payout. There's about 30,000 players here. There is almost 20 million locked up in liquidity. This is pretty interesting. All right, guys, if there's no other comments and questions, I'm going to keep it moving. Shout out to Digital Gold, Rafterman, Johnson, and the rest of the boomers. Lazor, did you earn and sell, says Rafterman. Like, let me give you another example. I woke up this morning, and I was just talking about this, and then I saw this Kudos things pumping. Where's Kudos? Oh, did it already dump? No, this is number 1. Kudos. Like, what the hell is this? It just hit the swap. And look, at the beginning of the broadcast, we were right here at 0.02, and I'm like, I don't know what this coin is. I was thinking of buying it and maybe just dumping it in a little bit because it's brand new. And look, it's on the up. We literally could have bought this coin at the beginning of this broadcast and sold it at the end of the broadcast for probably, 10, 20, maybe even 30% gains. I don't know the math here, but it appears like the candles went up. And again, the trend is your friend. I don't even know what this is, but you know, they hit. And I remember this when I first got into crypto. They hit the exchanges, and you know, if they're on the top ranking on the first day, like there's action. There's action. It's moving, you know, and there's always a possibility you can get something, but you also could get clapped. I mean, you imagine if it's new and you see it here and then it dumps, you can get clapped. But drop a comment. Let me know what's shaking and baking. I'm going to go ahead and proceed with my day. Stay strong out there, boomers. Stay strong. The trend is your friend. Let me know what your strategies are. Mine is to continue to stack more bits in ETH. On that note, I'm out of here, guys. Shout out to Athlete, Rafterman, Digital, Johnson, and the rest of the boomers out there. Stay strong. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest.